right, this is Brett with the Hub Productions. We're here with Misha, the star of Supernatural. Thanks for coming out to Australia to see us, Misha.
It's good to be here.
Cool. Obviously, you're a fairly new character in the show, just entering this most recent season. As an actor, is it difficult to sort of enter the show as a new character in something that's already got 3 years of history behind it?
Generally speaking, I would say yes. It is hard to come into a show that's established its rapport amongst the cast and crew already, and the storyline, and everybody sort of knows what they're doing, and you're the new kid at school, and you don't really know how you fit in. I've had that experience a lot doing guest work on other television shows, but working on Supernatural has been great because everybody, cast, crew, production, everybody was incredibly warm and welcoming, and made me feel pretty at home. There was still a moment of feeling like, am I doing the right thing here? Not knowing if the tone of what I was doing was fitting in, but much more so than any other show that I've ever worked on. It was easy to settle into.
Oh, good, because that opening scene with Castiel, that has made such a huge impact on the fans. It's a very, very popular scene with you entering. Do you sort of have any idea that Castiel would make such a big impression so early? Like, right from the get-go? I
had no idea Castiel would make any impression whatsoever. I mean, I hadn't really watched the show that much, so I didn't know the canon, I didn't know the mythology of the show, I didn't know really the storyline, and I certainly didn't know that my character had the potential to be quite as epic as it has turned out to be. So, yeah, no, when I came on, I thought I was doing just a couple of episodes, and then that turned into a few more episodes, and a few more episodes, and I didn't have any idea of what to expect. It's been quite surprising. I had no idea I was going to wind up in Australia 9 months later. It's pretty awesome.
And obviously, things are very fast on television. You've got to get an hour out every week, just about. With that, do you get much time to sort of develop your character, or is there sort of a creative, like yourself, or is there a creative team sort of working on that behind the scenes for you, or how much is you sort of divided between the two?
I think that because television is so fast-paced that, generally speaking, the actor is expected to do most of the work on their character by themselves, because everyone else in production, the producers, the writers, the directors, they have so much else to think about in such a short, compressed period of time that really it's up to the actor to figure out their stuff on their own for the most part. And I think that there are sometimes some exceptions to that, but for the most part you don't get a lot of rehearsal time, you don't get a lot of conversation with the writers and producers about what you're doing. So it's a lot of sort of winging it and little tweaking as you're shooting, but mostly you got to kind of figure it out on your own, and you either sink or swim on your own merit,
And just with the story of Supernatural, there's a lot of mythology involved there. There's a lot of stories, a lot of which actually come from actual history, some of which from age-old tales. Is there any sort of part of the mythology, as you say, you watched the show pretty quickly, straight through, is there any sort of part of the mythology where you sort of looked at it and wanted to investigate it further at all, or?
Well, I think that the part of the mythology that I have been most interested in investigating further is the angel storyline, just because it personally affects my character so much. My character being an angel, I wanted to know as much as I could about angels. I was surprised to find, I kind of expected that there was going to be some more almost concrete kind of biblical references to angels that was going to give me a much clearer portrait of what they were like. Because I think that in popular culture there's generally such a sort of a standard blueprint for what we think of angels as being, and I kind of thought that was drawn on from some seminal canon of religious texts. But as it turns out, it's pretty vague. It's pretty. There's not a lot of material to work with. There are myths and legends. There's a few references in the Bible and Revelation, but it's pretty hodgepodge. Some of it comes from the Old Testament, some from the New Testament, some is from Islam, some is from Judaism, Christianity, some is from, some of the angel ideas that we draw on is even from, other pagan histories. So it's really kind of a pick and choose thing where you can choose what you want to use and what you don't. So that was kind of fun.
Oh, fantastic. thank you very much for taking the time to
Sure.
speak to us. Just for the moment.